In this video, I'm going to go over a list of things that I've brought up with the doctor, health issues since age 7. I'm going to go over the treatments that I received. Now, keep in mind, before 22, or I should say 20, there was somebody else who overruled me. So keep that in mind, that somebody else was tampering with my health care. So it might not be 100% the doctor's fault until I turn 19 and there's just me and the doctor. Once when it's just me and the doctor chooses not to listen, or chooses to malpractice or use me like a piggy bank, or if the doctor chooses not to do their job and let their patient get hurt, now the doctor's doing something wrong. But before that, if you have a crazy mother making up stories, that might not be the case. But we're going to go over this. And keep in mind, this is extremely traumatic for me. But I'm dying, and my family deserves to know why. And I mean all my family. That's close friends, that's my half brothers, that's my father, that's my brother, that's my nephew, that's my sister. I mean, that's my family. As well as I've made some family of my own too. Not that I get to keep them for very long. Thanks to my injuries, I have to move, 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 move. Anyways, so the first health issues I received treatment for was at age 3 to 5 years old in an orphanage. Hyperactivity and some other pill. I was just a hyper child, 5-year-old, who was taken away from his mother and put in an orphanage. I got the best kid of the month award and got Legos. I got the best swimming medal. Things were going on. I was trying my best. Even got to meet the Pope. But they put me on 2 meds, and a staff member double dosed me because my friend to my right put ketchup in my orange juice. He's not my friend, but I can't remember his name. We'll call him Bob. Put ketchup in my orange juice, left breakfast. I don't think I don't care. He put he put ketchup in my orange juice. He wanted me to get mad. I didn't get mad. I went back to eating my scrambled eggs. Apparently, me not getting mad was a problem. So he got up out of his chair. Next thing I know, a staff member who's 19 years old is coming over, asking me, real young, maybe 20, and asking me if I took my meds. Of course I did. What's that red stuff in the cup? Oh, that's ketchup. Just pour it out. You can see I go back to my eggs. I don't think so. Picks me up out of the chair, brings me into another office with an old lady. Then they ask me, and once again I say, no, I took them. That's ketchup. And then they drug me. They hold me down and they give me the same medicine twice. When there is ketchup visible that they can go look at. See, this is the problem. People have evidence. They have stuff they can go look at, but they wait too long. They wait years or months or days. See, if they went and looked at the ketchup when I said the first time, they could have. But instead, they're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then they just decide to drug the child. This is not okay. This is not okay behavior. Okay, so that's the first treatment. I get a double dose of medication because I don't have supervision, and the doctors think giving pills to children with no families is okay. Okay. Now I go into foster families. No medications in them, where we're doing pretty good. Home, the home, the home, the home, the home. I have some growing pains in my legs I'm brought to the emergency room for, but nothing gets done and I'm okay. I'm just a growing boy. I also go for glasses. One of my foster mothers wanted me to get glasses because she noticed I couldn't see. But then I went to another foster home before we could go. She kept on telling me she wanted me to go get glasses with her. I said, okay, okay, okay. Then she put me back in the orphanage and I went to another foster home. Not sure what that was about. Never even knew if I really needed glasses or not, but this foster mother saw something in me, I guess. She was a good mother, that's why. That foster mother must have been a good mother, because right after only a week of knowing me, she knew I needed glasses. It took my adopted mother 10, 15 years to notice I need glasses. And the people who need glasses, we don't know. Because we think everybody sees like this. We have no idea you see things better than us. It's usually outside forces who clue us in. So anyways, at this time, I'm now in another foster home, the foster home on which I get adopted. I'm on a couple medications, not too many. But now my mother is coming up with all different types of illnesses, as well as probably should rewind a little bit. During foster care and right before I got adopted, or around that time, I think it was before, but I can't be 100% sure, I was given a handful of meds in a hallway. I walked over to the carpet. I sat Indian style. My mother was on the right on a couch. My father was on the left on like a love seat or a chair. I think it was like a reclining chair, more like. There's also a pile of newspapers on the floor to his left on the carpet, and I remember there being like some wood on the wall, wood design on the wall. And we're watching Batman Mr. Freeze, and I cannot wait. I so want to watch it. Oh, yay, I get to watch Batman Mr. Freeze with foster parents instead of arguing and fighting and watching some bull in an orphanage. This is going to be good tonight. But then all of a sudden, my body starts going bad. I can't see out of my eyeballs. I try to tell my father, I can't talk anymore. Oh my God, what's going on? Okay, so let's try to stand up. Oh, my legs don't work. Oh no, my hands, I can't feel. What's going on? I start crying. My mother sees I'm panicking. So she picks up the phone and walks into the hallway away where nobody can hear her. My father just zones out. I try to crawl over to my father for help, so I crawl like a military man, crawling for his life, trying to save his life. I get down to the newspapers. I look up, I look down. I hear I hear my mother come in. They don't know what they're talking about, and then hangs up. I go unconscious. When I wake up the next day, I can no longer feel my skin, and my whole body is different. My whole entire body got changed that day. So, when I go to the doctors the next time, I bring this up. What treatment did I get for this night? Nothing. I got absolutely no treatment. The doctor was worried, but then my mother stepped in and said, no, 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 that was just an allergy from the medication. You don't need to worry about that. I get scared, but he buys the bull. And so I get zero treatment for an overdose. And I bring it up over and over and over and over all the way to 19. It isn't like I let that go. No. I try to get help for this whatever. It's a neurological condition. After 25 years, I've been able to get lots more information. It's in the nervous system. It's a neurological condition. They call the numbness in the skin. I have a word for it, but I can't think of it. I also have received 105 or more head injuries. It's about 26 head injuries per seizure or more. I asked a couple people and they gave me the number 26, even though they're not sure. But that's a high number, so I just said, okay, well, that's pretty. If they say 26, that must be 26. But that's a lot. Even if it's 10, that's way too many. And seeing as there's fractures and blood squirting out everywhere, and when I wake up, that's not good. So with this going on, I continue hoping that a doctor will help me. And I figure if I stay with the same doctors and don't let my mother move me around too much, I might have better luck. So I try to stay with the primary care. But there's a little bit of a problem. My mother's still acting very unstable. Like, for instance, one day, I see a pretty red mushroom. I try to eat it, but an older person tells me, what are you trying to do? Commit suicide? Get away from there. So I get away from it. But the next day, I have a 3-year younger nephew out there with me. And I'm only like, 6, and he's 3, maybe, something like that. And I go over to the mushroom, and I just nibble a little bite out of the corner. He asks what I'm doing. I don't know, I'm eating. That's what I was doing. I was eating, but I don't have any word for eating. I mean, just eating. But it's not like you're eating inside a sandwich, so I didn't know. I'm trying new things is what I should have said, or I don't know what I'm doing, but instead I repeated what somebody else, an adult, told me I was doing. So I just said, I think it's called suicide. Now apparently my younger nephew knew more about what that meant than I did, so he ran inside and told my mother. My mother asked me if I was committing suicide. I didn't even know what the word meant, so I said, no, I'm eating a mushroom. At this point, she decides giving me a whole bottle of Ipecac and poisoning would be a good idea to teach me a lesson. We're not talking about measuring Ipecac out to get the mushrooms out of my body. No, she wanted to do that and then give me extra as a punishment. And she did. She bragged about it. She gave me, like, I don't know how much more times the dose, but it was a whole Dixie cup, about 7 ounces of pure Ipecac. So I'm guessing that that's about 6 ounces more than you're supposed to get. And she bragged about this, as well as she continued this behavior every Halloween. There was mystery cookies. Not just that, she was drugging me with her own meds, I found out later. I knew that when pills colors don't change day to day, that can't be right. Also, there was many times where she had to get her way, and all of a sudden I would feel drugged. Like on Halloween, every Halloween, like clockwork, she wouldn't want me to go out, but everybody else would allow me, and then all of a sudden I would catch flu-like symptoms and be bedridden for about 24 hours. And she would be very happy about this, and she would mother me during this, what was very unusual. So we had a lot of this stuff going on. Very unstable behavior. But I'm trying to go to a doctor. I'm now 7 years old. I'm speaking up about it. But, oh no, oh no. They asked me if I want to go to Texas. I don't know. My mother wants to go for sure. She wants to go so she can avoid responsibility. Because now I've spoken up at the doctors. She knows she did something wrong. She knows this is a big deal. She knows I'm an orphan. So she wants to go to Texas. My father doesn't, and I'm just a 7-year-old or 5-year-old or whatever. I know nothing. So I just think, well, I want these shakes to stop. And when I'm warm, they're better. And when I'm cold, they're worse. So is Texas warm? Yeah, it is. I guess I want to go to Texas. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to get better. I just want to get better. At this point, I change it and say, no, I want to stay. I want to stay. Then my mother pulls me in a room and spends about 30 minutes trying to convince me to change my answer. And we move to Texas. We move completely to Texas. Well, I'm suffering and have a medical condition that we know nothing about. And don't forget, my mother, once when doctors said that they were picking it up, teachers and doctors knew something was wrong. All of a sudden, I had trouble speaking. I couldn't move my body all of a sudden. And they said it was a coordination issue. And they were starting to pick things up. So my mother just moved me halfway across the country and forgot everything that just happened. She said, if I leave out all of this and just start a new case, they won't be able to know what happened to Zach. And that's where we're at now. Now I've timed out and we're about to cut off, so I'm going to have to redo this.